For the last 3 years, one company has held the entire world of artificial intelligence in the palm of its hand. Not Google, not OpenAI, not Microsoft. A chip company, Nvidia. Because every major AI model you've ever heard of, every chatbot, every image generator, every breakthrough that made headlines, was trained and run on Nvidia's chips. The company became so essential, so unavoidable, that it briefly became the most valuable company on planet Earth. If you wanted to build serious AI, you went through Nvidia. There was no other door. And it wasn't just the chips. Nvidia's real fortress was something most people have never heard of. A piece of software called CUDA, the invisible layer that every AI developer on Earth has been building on for over a decade. People in the industry have a name for this trap. They call it the CUDA moat. A castle wall so wide and so deep that even if a rival built a faster chip tomorrow, no one could use it, because the entire world's AI software was written for Nvidia and Nvidia alone. That was the situation. That was the lock on the door. And a few weeks ago, a Chinese AI company called DeepSeek did something that was supposed to be nearly impossible. It built a brand new frontier-class AI model that runs from top to bottom without a single piece of Nvidia software anywhere in its stack. No CUDA. Running instead on chips made by Huawei, a company the United States sanctioned years ago specifically to keep it away from this exact moment. Now, and you know this is coming, there's crucial nuance here, and parts of this story cut against the hype in ways that are genuinely fascinating. I'm going to give you all of it, honestly. But by the end of this video, you'll understand what just happened, why Nvidia's own CEO publicly admitted he's losing China, why the CUDA moat suddenly looks less like a wall and more like a dam with a crack in it, and why this might be remembered as one of the most important moments in the AI race. Let's get into it. To understand why this is such a big deal, you have to understand how complete Nvidia's grip really was. And it came down to two things working together. The first is the chips themselves. Training a modern AI model requires a staggering amount of raw mathematical horsepower, and Nvidia's chips, originally designed to render video game graphics, turned out to be almost perfectly suited to the kind of massively parallel math that AI demands. For years, they were simply the best on Earth at it, by a wide margin. If you wanted to train a serious model, you needed Nvidia silicon. Full stop. But the chips were only half the fortress. The other half, the part that really locked everyone in, was the software. CUDA is Nvidia's programming platform, the bridge that lets AI code actually talk to the chips. And here's the thing, the entire global AI community has been building on CUDA for more than a decade. Every framework, every tool, every tutorial, every trick built for CUDA. An entire generation of engineers grew up speaking it. That's the moat. Imagine a country where every road, every gas station, every mechanic, and every driving school was built for exactly one brand of car. Even if a competitor released a better vehicle, who would buy it? You couldn't fuel it, fix it, or find anyone trained to drive it. That's what Nvidia built. Not just a better car, but the entire road system everyone else was forced to drive on. Switching away wasn't just hard. For most companies, it was unthinkable because it meant abandoning every tool and rebuilding from scratch. So when the United States wanted to slow China's AI progress, the strategy seemed obvious and airtight. Cut China off from Nvidia's most powerful chips. No advanced Nvidia silicon. No frontier AI. The leash was the chip, and the lock was the software. And for a while, that logic held, until a cornered company decided the only way out was to build its own road system from scratch. The company at the center of this is DeepSeek, a Chinese AI lab that already shocked the world once. Back in early 2025, when its earlier model launched, it was so unexpectedly capable and so cheap to run that it wiped out hundreds of billions of dollars from Nvidia's market value in a single day. Investors suddenly panicking that maybe the future of AI wouldn't need quite so many expensive Nvidia chips after all. Now DeepSeek is back with its new generation, V4, a genuinely frontier-class model, a colossal system with 1.6 trillion parameters, competitive on serious benchmarks with the best models from American labs. On certain coding and reasoning tests, it ranks at or near the very top, trading blows with the flagship models from the biggest names in Western AI. But the benchmarks aren't the real story. The real story is what's underneath. According to multiple reports, V4 is the first DeepSeek model with no Nvidia CUDA dependency anywhere in its core stack. Instead, it was natively built to run on Huawei's Ascend chips, using Huawei's own software framework, called CNN, as the replacement for CUDA. Think of CNN as Huawei's homegrown version of that road system, its own bridge between AI code and its own chips. And the engineering effort this took is staggering, which is actually why V4 was so delayed. For months, the model kept slipping past its expected release dates, and there was a single reason. Migrating a system this enormous off of CUDA and onto Huawei's completely different software framework, essentially from scratch, is brutally hard. There's even a detail that perfectly captures the difficulty. The team developed its own specialized programming language, called Tilelang, so the model's core operations wouldn't be permanently chained to any one company's chips. Months of delay weren't a failure, they were the price of independence. Here's the detail that drives the point home like nothing else. DeepSeek reportedly gave Huawei weeks of exclusive early access to optimize the model for its chips, a courtesy it pointedly refused to give Nvidia and AMD. The Chinese company put its own domestic chipmaker first and made the American giants wait. A few years ago, that would have been unthinkable. If you want a single piece of evidence for how serious this is, you don't have to take China's word for it. You can take Nvidia's. Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, one of the most powerful figures in all of technology, publicly admitted that his company has largely conceded China's advanced AI chip market to Huawei. Let that sink in. The head of the most dominant chip company on Earth, openly acknowledging that in the world's second largest economy, he's handing the field to his Chinese rival. CEOs do not say things like that lightly. That is not spin. That is a man reading the board and admitting he's losing a piece of it. And the market is moving on exactly that belief. Reports indicate that China's three internet giants, Alibaba, ByteDance, and Tencent, have collectively pre-ordered hundreds of thousands of Huawei's new AI chips, positioning themselves to run models like V4 at massive scale. Pre-orders on that scale don't happen on a hunch. They happen when the biggest players in a market have decided which way the wind is blowing. Huawei is now bracing for something like $12 billion in AI chip revenue, with reports that Chinese fabs can barely keep up with demand, while Nvidia's share of that same market quietly craters. The picture is unmistakable. A model the world's developers actually want to use, running on Chinese chips, bought in enormous volume by China's biggest companies, with Nvidia's own CEO conceding the territory. The lock on the door didn't just loosen. Someone built an entirely new door. But, and this is where I have to be honest with you, because the truth here is more interesting than the clean headline. The door isn't quite as wide open as it first appears. Here's the nuance that separates this channel from the breathless headlines. Because there are three big caveats, and you deserve every one of them. First, and most important, V4 was still trained mostly on Nvidia. Building an AI model has two phases: training, the immensely expensive process of creating the model's intelligence, and inference, the cheaper process of actually running it for users. The Nvidia free achievement is strongest on the inference side. For the hardest part, frontier training, Chinese firms, including DeepSeek, have still largely leaned on Nvidia hardware because Huawei's chips and software aren't yet reliable enough for that brutal workload. In fact, DeepSeek reportedly couldn't complete a clean training run for an earlier model on Huawei chips even with Huawei's own engineers on site. So cut Nvidia out completely is true for running the model, but the deepest, hardest layer of AI still has Nvidia footprint. Second, DeepSeek deliberately kept V4 compatible with Nvidia too. Buried in the technical details, V4 was validated on both Huawei and Nvidia platforms. Why? Because if the model only ran on Huawei chips, the global community of developers, who overwhelmingly own Nvidia hardware, couldn't use it. And an open-source model that nobody outside China can run is just a political statement, not a living technology. So DeepSeek is playing a clever double game. Prove independence is possible, while keeping global compatibility so the model stays relevant everywhere. That's not weakness, it's strategy. But it means the total break is more nuanced than it sounds. Third, Huawei's KNA software still trails Nvidia's CUDA by a wide margin, by something like an order of magnitude in ecosystem maturity. A decade of global development doesn't get matched in a year. KN works because DeepSeek controls its own full stack and tuned everything by hand. For the average developer worldwide, CUDA is still the default and will be for a long time. So here's the fair summary, the one the hype skips. China has not matched Nvidia. Huawei has not caught up. KN has not equaled CUDA. What actually happened is subtler and honestly more important than any of those simple claims. For the first time, a frontier-class AI model exists that was built from chip to model, with no American software at its core. Proving the thing everyone said was years away is possible right now. The wall isn't gone, but everyone just watched someone climb over it. So if China hasn't fully caught up, why is this such a big deal? Because of what it starts, not what it finishes. The real significance is something experts call a learning loop, and it's the thing Nvidia should actually fear. Here's how it works. DeepSeek optimizes its model for Huawei's chips. Huawei gets a serious, real-world, world-class workload to learn from. Its canned software gets battle-tested and improves. Cloud providers gain experience running it. Other Chinese AI labs see it working and start building for Huawei too. And the next model becomes easier to run on Chinese chips than the last one. Round and round, each loop making the domestic alternative a little stronger. That's how an ecosystem is born. Not in one dramatic leap, but through exactly this kind of repeated, workload-driven improvement. Nvidia's moat was never really just the chips. It was the ecosystem, the decade of everyone building on CUDA. And the only way to challenge an ecosystem is to start a rival one and let it compound. V4 is the starting gun for precisely that. It gives the Chinese stack its first true frontier-class workload to organize around. And the strategic ripple effects are already spreading. Because V4 is open source and dramatically cheaper to run than Western alternatives, reportedly by a huge margin, it becomes attractive far beyond China. Governments and institutions in countries that can't or won't rely on American cloud infrastructure can now run a top-tier AI model entirely on a non-American stack. That's a genuinely new option in the world, and it didn't exist a year ago. Step back and the pattern is the one we keep seeing on this channel. A restriction was designed to lock China out. Instead, it forced China to build the one thing the restriction was meant to prevent: a complete, independent, domestic alternative. The export controls didn't stop the parallel ecosystem. They may have been the very thing that created it. Cut off from the road system everyone else uses, China started paving its own. Here's my honest opinion. I think the two loudest reactions to this are both wrong, and the truth is more interesting than either. The people shouting China just destroyed Nvidia and won the AI war are flatly ahead of the facts. Frontier training still leans on Nvidia, Cana still trails CUDA badly, and DeepSeek itself kept Nvidia compatibility on purpose. Anyone selling you Nvidia is finished is selling a fantasy. But the people waving this away, it's nothing, they still need Nvidia, ignore it, are making the bigger mistake, the same one that's been made at every stage of this story, because they're fixated on the fact that the wall still stands, and missing that someone just proved it can be climbed. The single most important word in this entire story is not chip or model, it's possible. For 3 years, the iron assumption was that you simply could not build frontier AI without the American stack. That assumption is now dead. Not weakened, dead. And once something is proven possible, it almost always gets better, cheaper, and more common from there. What strikes me most is that Nvidia's own CEO seems to understand this better than the cheerleaders on either side. He didn't dismiss it, he conceded ground. That tells you the person with the most to lose and the best view of the board is taking it seriously. Maybe the rest of us should too. The CUDA moat was the widest, deepest competitive wall in modern technology. It still stands, but for the first time, there's a crack in the dam, and water has a way of finding every crack and slowly, relentlessly making it bigger. So here's my question for you, and I genuinely want your honest answer. Did the chip restrictions backfire? By forcing China to build a complete, independent AI ecosystem it might never have bothered to build otherwise? Or were they still worth it, because they've kept China a step behind and burning enormous resources to catch up? Did cutting the cord set China free, or just slow it down? Drop your real take in the comments. I read every single one, and this is exactly the debate I love seeing down there. If you want to keep following this, the breakthroughs, the workarounds, the shifts the rest of the world keeps underestimating until they can't, subscribe to Eastern Engine and hit the notification bell. Chips, AI, computing, the entire foundation of the modern world is being rewritten right now, and we break it all down clearly and honestly before the mainstream catches on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.